Today we are going to be enjoying the overly cramped space of my office, and we are going to be doing something with this beast right here. So first let me show you what's going on so that way you will be able to fix it as well. So here I have pulled up on my Nintendo 64 Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, and it may not seem very apparent immediately. However, if we take a look right here and get right up in there, you can see that we have quite a bit of red on the left, quite a bit of red or blue on the right, and a little bit of green in between. So what that means is that our TV is out of convergence, and so I did have this TV dialed in. However, like an idiot, I went ahead and adjusted it while I had it in a game after I'd already adjusted it because something seemed a little fuzzy and I went and messed everything up. So let's go ahead and crack this sucker open to fix this issue right here. So for this TV in particular, it has nothing but Phillips head screws holding it together. So what we're going to do is go up in there and take off that back shelf right here and get at the goodies on the inside. So now that we are in here, we see that we have our individual components here. We have this, which is the cathode ray tube assembly. Don't ask me how it works, I have no idea. And then down there we have our power distribution board, I believe. And also handles video. Also don't ask me how it works, I don't know. So, the main things that we need to look out for are going to be these little spindly things right here. So these little things that look like an urchin on the back are actually what adjust our convergence, and my stand is not cooperating. So we have these right here. There should be 6 rings in total, if I remember correctly and can count. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, so we do have 6 rings, and we also have this locking ring back here. So this locking ring, when you rotate it, surprise, surprise, unlocks the rings. So, what are we going to do with these? We actually rotate these to adjust our convergence. And what that means is those colors that I showed you before will actually be coming together. So, the other thing that is in this TV that might also be of use to you are going to be the focus and the brightness. That may be reverse order, I'm not too sure. However, from what I have seen, this is the general setup for most CRT TVs, and there may be some differences here and there. However, the majority of them use a similar setup to this. I will not be adjusting brightness or focus because I have already done that and I have it dialed in just fine. However, our convergence is out of whack, so we're going to be adjusting that, and I'm going to try to explain these as best as I possibly can with my limited knowledge of how these work. So, some things that I recommend to make this job a lot easier is going to be something that can output into the analog input. It is actually not that simple. A lot of things will not allow you to use specific diagnostic utilities, or at least not easily. So what I recommend is a laptop with an HDMI output and a converter that uses HDMI to AV. So this says it upscales to 1080p, however I'm not going to be using that, and I'm going to be using strictly a 240p output since that is what the majority, if not all, of standard size CRT TVs use. This is going to make things a lot easier because we can use many different images without a whole bunch of fuss. These are pretty cheap. I think I picked this one up for 10 bucks, maybe less, I don't remember. It's been a while, but it's going to be very handy in this use case. So, as you can see, we now have a grid pattern displayed on this screen from the laptop over on the chair. So, if we zoom in here, you can see that we are a little out of whack, especially up towards the top there. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to adjust that. So I did accidentally mess with the rings while I was unlocking that locking ring in the back. So let's go back there and I'll explain what each of those does on this model TV. And by the way, this is an Emerson 27-inch flat. So your model may be slightly different. So what these first 2 rings here do is these adjust the red and the blue. So the red and the blue, when locked together, these will act as a purple or a combination of red and blue. Let's show you on the screen real quick. I will move these both back side to side together to show you what's going on the screen. And now if I move them apart, so what this ring does here is this moves the red and blue in different positions relative to each other. Now this fourth ring right here, this also kind of does a similar thing, but in a different position. So I'll show you that here. And it looks very similar to the other one, and it is very difficult to keep them separate from each other because they kind of just want to rotate with each other. But moving them independent from each other, I'll show you what happens here. So this is the third ring by itself. And this is the fourth ring by itself. Now these two rearmost rings right here adjust the position of the field that is being projected onto the screen. So it is kind of hard to explain exactly what's going on there, but when you move them together, it adjusts where the screen is projecting, or the image is projecting on the screen, but if you move them independent of each other, you can affect the geometry. So this is the fifth ring on its own. And this is the sixth ring on its own. And this is what it looks like when they move together. Now, you would say, man, this TV looks even worse than it did before. And to that, you're correct. It actually does. It looks way worse than it did before. But now we can go ahead and adjust this, focusing on the center region, because that is going to be the average of every single point on the screen. So while you may have a perfect image here, you're going to have a little bit of distortion up here or down here or down here. So you're never going to get it 100% perfect unless you are using a rounded screen. So on these flat screens in particular, they have a really bad problem with distortion. And I've come to find that the hard way. But you can dial them in pretty well in order to mitigate that as much as possible to the point where it's basically unnoticeable when playing old games, which is what I use this TV for. So let's go ahead and get this all sorted out so that way all of these aren't just a green and blue mess. So first what I want to do is I want to isolate each of the colors being shown here, and you can see that I have our red, green, and blue all separated here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to first merge the blue and the red to make magenta or purple, whichever it really is. I have no clue, whatever that color is in between the lines, which is probably not showing very well on the screen, but I'm going to merge those and then adjust the position relative to the green dot, and once those are all lined up, we now have it focused. But we want to make sure that we are focusing on the center of the screen right here. And let's get that more focused on that portion of the screen. So the more apparent center of the screen, we want that to be where we want everything to be perfectly in focus, because that is going to affect the overall image as a whole. Because, like I said before, you will have distortion out on the corners, on the sides, and there's nothing that can really be done about that without doing some major modification to the TV with magnets. So let's go ahead and get all of these converged. And the trick is, when converging these, is to get them as close as possible, and then as soon as you start seeing them wander away from each other, go back to that point where they were the closest, because then you'll be able to adjust it even further using other rings. And also, sometimes the combination of rings can act as vertical and horizontal if you move them up and down or apart and together. So it kind of takes a little bit of messing around, but that's something that I found, and it may be different on your TV. However, this is what I found on my TV here, and it seems to work pretty good. And sometimes while adjusting your TV, you will throw it back out of convergence because the rings are loose, and they will wander a little bit. However, once you figure out what rings do what, you'll be able to get them back into alignment. So the main thing that you want to do with this grid pattern that I'm using here is make sure that everything is as equal as possible. So on the right side, I have the dots a little bit cut off. On the left side I have them a little bit cut off, top and bottom as well. So the main thing is to make sure that those are about as equidistant as possible. So I did a lot of messing around here. I still got a little bit to go, but as you can see, it is way better than it was before. As you can see, we've still got a little bit of discoloration on this line, and it's still looking a bit fuzzy. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep adjusting this a bit more. And as you can see here, we are now about as good as this TV is going to get for now. And as you can see here, now we are back in our game, and the issue has been significantly reduced. And the overall picture quality has improved drastically over when it was out of convergence. And a piece of my camera mount fell off. So, if this video helped you guys out, give it a thumbs up. If it did not, give it a thumbs down and let me know why down below. And if you guys want to see more videos like this or related to this boy right here, go ahead and subscribe because I have some plans for him.